Hey, this is Rick Elder down here at the Knoxville Expo Center, attending the 42nd Cabin Fever Car Show, the longest running car show here in Knoxville. Not sure what I'm going to find behind those doors, but stick with me and see what I do find.
As you can see, this place was a massive get-together for pre-2000 cars, trucks, and bikes with a huge vendor area. It was packed, and the energy was just electric. For the first hour, I just wandered around taking in all of the passion for these old cars. Walking through the aisles was like walking through time. What I found, what I walked into, was nothing short of a Tri-Five Chevy goldmine. It was like a time capsule, a real slice of Americana, and you just have to see these cars to believe them. My first stop was not one 55 Chevy, but two that looked like they could be identical twins. Both were perfect examples of why they call this car the Hot One. The first 55 Chevy was a 210, which was marketed for being more affordable. The 1955 model year was a massive turning point for Chevrolet. They introduced the now legendary 265 cubic inch small block V8, a modern, high-compression, overhead valve engine that would completely change the game. The base V8 made 162 horsepower, which was a big deal back then. The second 55 Chevy was a Bel Air, which was aimed at a more affluent audience. The 210 and the Bel Air really highlight the two sides of the 55 Chevy. It was a comfy family car, but also a performance machine that dominated both the streets and the drag strip. I found the middle child of the Tri-Five family, a gorgeous 1956 Chevrolet. For 56, Chevy gave the car a facelift, creating what a lot of people call the sweet one. The aggressive grille from the 55 was gone, replaced by a more conventional, full-width design that gave the car a wider, more substantial look. But the real magic is in the details. The rear wheel wells became these sweeping, graceful arches, and the designers pulled off one of the cleverest tricks in car history. They hid the gas cap inside the driver's side taillight. This car wasn't just a styling update, it was a sophisticated evolution of a legend. Without question, the 1957 Chevy is one of America's most iconic images. The 57 model year brought the Bel Air, 210, and 150 versions of the iconic 57 Chevy. This model year is famous for its sharp tail fins, accented with stainless steel, and the twin hood rockets that look like they're ready for takeoff. The car was longer, lower, and more extravagant than the year before. The 57 Chevy Bel Air was the top-tier model. With its gold accents shimmering under the Expo center lights, this Bel Air was the absolute symbol of 1950s optimism and style. One of the details I love about this car is the original steering wheel. You often see these mammoth beauties switched for a smaller, racier version, but there is just something about leaving the original. I was not the only person interested in this classic. The 57 Chevy 150 was the base model that were often used as service vehicles. The owner told me that this car is used as a driver. It is hard to tell under these lights, but it is not the same show quality as some of the others. Still, this is a beautiful car and fun to drive. Note that the back windows on this car do not roll down. After wandering through the vendor areas, I found some other unbelievable American classics. The first was a 1928 Dodge Victory 6. Hidden in plain sight, this car was a piece of history from a totally different era. From the factory, its six-cylinder engine made a modest 58 horsepower, so seeing one transformed into a muscle machine was incredible. This particular car was clearly a hot rod with a modern V8, but it still had that classic gangster-era look. Next, I found a pair of Pontiacs that were pure jet-age cool. Back in '61, Pontiac was a powerhouse in both sales and on the racetrack, thanks to guys like Bunky Knudsen and John DeLorean. The Catalina was a full-size beauty with its iconic wide track stance, which made it look planted and powerful. This one had the clean lines and that distinctive split grille that defined Pontiac in the early '60s. It was the perfect blend of luxury and performance. This 1962 Pontiac Catalina 421 Super Duty is one of 179 Super Duty lightweights produced in 1962, making this an incredibly rare and valuable piece of muscle car history. Its all-aluminum front end, consisting of the hood, inner and outer fenders, and front bumper, lightens the load for the 405 horsepower powerhouse. Factory-installed exhaust cutouts, 15-inch wheels and front disc brakes also suggest a production car that could run a 13-second quarter mile. It may not look like it from the outside, but this is one of the original muscle cars. Finally, I came across a true rebel from the muscle car wars, a 1969 American Motors Corporation AMX. In a world dominated by Ford, GM, and Chrysler, the American Motors Corporation just did its own thing. The AMX was their answer to the Corvette, a true two-seat sports car. It was lean, mean, and had a wheelbase a full foot shorter than its sibling, the Javelin. The owner, a fellow Air Force veteran, purchased this car in 1971. You would think that the 390 cubic inch motor would be go enough, but this car has the go package. This included the racing stripes and disc brakes. Seeing this red AMX with its white racing stripes was a perfect reminder of just how diverse and exciting the American muscle era really was. Walking out of that expo center, I couldn't stop thinking about what I had just seen. I came to the 42nd annual Cabin Fever show expecting a nice day out, and I left having discovered a true classic car sanctuary. From the revolutionary 55 Chevy that started it all, to the elegant 56 and the iconic 57, it was a masterclass in Tri-Five history. Topping it off with a legendary Super Duty Pontiac and a rebellious AMC AMX, it was more than I ever could have hoped for. A huge thank you to all the owners who share their incredible machines and their stories with me. It's their passion that keeps this history alive. Now I have to ask you, out of all these incredible pieces of American iron, which one would you want to take for a spin? Classic 57? The Gangster 28? The Super Duty Catalina? Let me know in the comments below. If you believe these cars are more than just metal, that they're rolling pieces of history, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss the next adventure we uncover.